Welcome to our channel Money Minded Online, the podcast where we explore the best strategies, tools, and stories for making money online. Whether you're an aspiring entrepreneur, a seasoned hustler, or just curious about how to thrive in the digital economy, you're in the right place. Each week, we bring you actionable insights, inspiring interviews, and proven tactics to help you build wealth online. So sit back, take notes, and get ready to transform your future. Let's dive in.
Hey everyone, and welcome back for another deep dive.
Hi.
Today we're going to be looking at Gen Z creators.
Okay.
And how they're really changing the game in the creator economy.
Yeah.
We're going to be taking a look at Emma Chamberlain.
Yeah?
A YouTuber who has managed to build a multi-million-dollar empire.
Yeah, she's fascinating.
By just being herself.
It's true.
Yeah.
I think her success is really interesting because it's not just about, making viral videos. It really kind of speaks to this larger shift that we're seeing in how Gen Z interacts with media.
Okay.
What they value.
So let's rewind a little bit back to 2017.
Yeah.
When Emma first kind of came onto the scene on YouTube. And back then, everyone was obsessed with like perfect lighting and
editing.
flawless editing and, picture perfect.
It's all about the aesthetic.
And Emma did the opposite.
Totally. I mean, when you compare her early videos to what everyone else was putting out, it was like night and day. I mean, while all these other creators were going for this super polished, almost commercial look, Emma's videos had this really raw, unfiltered quality to them.
Yeah.
And she was using jump cuts, awkward silences, self-deprecating humor things that most YouTubers at the time
like editing out
would edit out immediately.
Yeah.
She leaned into it.
Yeah, it was like she created her own kind of anti-aesthetic.
Absolutely.
So what do you think it was about that resonated so much with people?
I think you have to consider the media landscape that Gen Z grew up in.
Okay.
They've been bombarded with ads, perfectly curated Instagram feeds since they were kids.
Right.
So they're incredibly media savvy. Yeah. They can spot a fake a mile away.
Totally.
And I think they crave authenticity. They want something real, something that feels genuine.
Yeah.
And Emma's style was just so refreshing.
Yeah, it was like she was giving people permission to just be themselves. Yeah. Imperfections and all.
Yeah, and that vulnerability extended beyond just the editing too.
Oh, yeah.
Emma was really open about her struggles with anxiety, burnout, things that a lot of people try to hide.
Right.
So how do you think that played into her success?
I think it was huge. I mean, in the creator economy, trust is everything.
Totally.
Right. And when you're constantly being marketed to be, you learn to be skeptical. And Emma's willingness to be real, to show her flaws, that just built this incredible foundation of trust with her audience.
Exactly.
It makes you think like her whole motto was like, here I am, take it or leave it.
Yeah.
And people loved it.
And they did.
So when it comes to brand partnerships, which she's known for, do you think that same trust played a role in how those were perceived?
I think so.
I mean, she collaborates with major brands.
Yeah, like Louis Vuitton, Levi's.
Yeah. Did it ever feel forced?
Not really. Or brand partnerships always feel really organic to me.
Right.
Like they align with her personal style.
Yeah.
And her audience knows she wouldn't promote something that she didn't genuinely believe in.
It's not just a logo slapped on a video.
Exactly. It's a genuine connection.
And I think that's key, right?
Absolutely. Building a successful brand in the creator economy, it's about so much more than just creating content. Yeah. It's about building a brand.
Yeah.
An identity that goes beyond the videos.
Okay, so take Chamberlain Coffee, for example.
Yeah.
Her coffee brand.
I love that example.
I've heard good things about it.
It's good stuff.
Is it just typical merch or is there something more to it?
It's definitely more than just merch.
Okay.
I think it's a brilliant example of how to leverage existing brand equity.
Okay.
Emma's genuinely passionate about coffee, and she's created a product that her audience already knows they'll connect with.
Right.
But it also, diversifies her income streams, which is so important.
Okay, so it's not just about YouTube ad revenue.
Right.
Right.
A lot of people assume YouTubers make a fortune from ad revenue alone.
I did too.
But even with millions of views, building a sustainable business requires multiple income streams.
Okay.
Diversification is key.
So Emma has diversified beyond YouTube too, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
She's on Instagram, TikTok, even has her own podcast, Anything Goes.
Smart move, right?
Yeah.
Each platform offers a unique way to connect with different audiences, expand her reach.
It's like she's created this whole ecosystem around her brand. So beyond just the platforms and income streams, what else do you think contributes to her success? Is it all about like follower count or?
I think it's more than just chasing numbers.
Okay.
It's about building a loyal, engaged community.
Okay.
And that ties back to the trust we talked about earlier. An engaged audience is more likely to support your ventures, stick with you long term.
So it's quality over quantity when it comes to building that community.
Yeah.
This is fascinating.
It is?
It seems like she really has a strategy behind her success.
Yeah.
But what about the challenges that come with, you know, putting yourself out there online? Like that level of visibility.
Right.
It's got to take a toll.
Absolutely.
Especially when your personal life is so intertwined with your brand.
It's a double-edged sword.
So she's been open about that too.
Oh, yeah.
About the challenges.
She has. I think that's actually one of the things that makes her so relatable.
Okay.
She doesn't shy away from the tough stuff.
Well, let's dive into that then.
Let's do it.
Because I think that's where things get really interesting.
Absolutely.
You know how she navigates that.
Yeah.
How she finds that balance.
It's a valuable lesson for all of us.
And how she manages to stay true to herself through it all.
It's really inspiring.
So let's talk about that. Yeah. It's refreshing to see someone be so open about the struggles, you know?
Yeah.
Because for a long time, there was this pressure in the creator economy to just project this image of perfection.
Oh, yeah. Like the hustle never stops.
Yeah.
You gotta be grinding 24/7.
And she's been very vocal about the importance of setting boundaries, prioritizing your well-being.
So important.
Even for someone like me who's not a creator, I still find that so relevant.
Oh, absolutely. I think that's something we all struggle with.
Yeah.
Setting boundaries, prioritizing mental health.
Yeah.
You know, it's a universal challenge.
So how does she balance that, like that ambition to grow with, you know, protecting her mental health?
I think it comes down to being intentional.
Okay.
She's talked about taking breaks when she needs them, not being afraid to say no to opportunities that don't align with her values or her overall goals.
It's hard though, right?
It's tough.
Especially when you feel that FOMO.
Yeah, the fear of missing out is real.
Yeah.
But it sounds like Emma has a really strong sense of self and what she wants to achieve.
It's like she's built a brand with a clear identity and she sticks to it.
And that allows her to make decisions that are in her best interest.
Even if it means turning down a potentially lucrative deal.
Exactly.
Do you think that's why her audience has stayed so loyal?
I think it's a big part of it.
Like they trust her judgment because she's always been upfront with them.
It's that genuine connection again.
Yeah.
And it's something that brands are really starting to take notice of.
Okay.
You know, there's a real shift happening away from that traditional advertising toward creating these authentic, engaging experiences.
So it's not just about broadcasting a message anymore.
Right. It's about building relationships.
Yeah.
Fostering a sense of community.
Where the real power lies.
That's where the magic happens.
Yeah. And she's been so savvy in adapting to, you know, the evolving media landscape. She hasn't stayed stuck in that initial quirky YouTube style.
She's evolved.
She's grown and matured alongside her audience.
Totally. And I think that's why her audience is stuck with her.
Yeah.
You know, they've grown up together.
They've been on this journey together.
There's that shared history.
It makes you think about the future of media and marketing. Like, are we all destined to become YouTubers and sell coffee online?
Well, I don't think there's a one-size-fits-all formula for success in the digital age.
Okay.
But I do think Emma's story highlights some key trends that are shaping how we consume content and interact with brands.
Like what?
Well, first, authenticity is huge.
Okay.
People crave realness.
Yeah.
They want to see the human behind the brand.
Yeah.
The flaws, the vulnerabilities.
Yeah.
That's what makes someone relatable and trustworthy.
So are perfectly curated Instagram feeds a thing of the past?
I don't think they're going away completely.
Okay.
But there's definitely a growing appreciation for imperfection.
Okay.
People are tired of the facade.
Makes sense.
They want something genuine.
What else?
We're also seeing the rise of these niche communities.
Okay.
People are finding their tribe online, connecting over shared interests and values.
Right.
And these communities are becoming incredibly influential.
Okay.
They have the power to amplify voices and drive change.
So it's not just about having a massive following anymore.
Right. It's about finding your people.
Yeah.
The ones who genuinely connect with your message.
This is good.
And this kind of brings us to the third trend I'm seeing.
Okay.
Which is this blurring of lines.
Between
entertainment, information, and commerce. We're seeing more and more creators who can seamlessly blend these elements together.
Interesting.
They're entertaining, they're informative, and they can sell products in a way that feels authentic and organic.
And Emma's a prime example of that.
She's not just an influencer.
Right.
She's a multifaceted entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Building a media empire across multiple platforms.
So what does all this mean for the average person who isn't trying to be the next Emma Chamberlain?
Right.
Are there takeaways here that apply beyond the world of YouTube and Instagram?
Absolutely.
Uh-huh.
I think there are some universal truths here that we can all benefit from.
Like what?
First, the importance of being true to yourself. Embrace your quirks, your imperfections.
Okay.
That's what makes you unique and interesting.
Authenticity is always in style.
It never goes out of fashion.
What else?
Second, the power of connection.
Okay.
In a world that's increasingly digital and fragmented, finding ways to connect with others on a human level is essential.
So put down the phone and have a real conversation.
Well, not quite that simple.
Okay.
But being mindful of how we use technology and making sure it doesn't hinder our ability to connect with others is crucial.
Anything else?
And the third takeaway I would highlight is the importance of lifelong learning.
Okay.
The world is changing so rapidly. And to thrive, you need to be adaptable, curious, and willing to learn new things.
Which is what this whole deep dive is about.
Exactly. Exploring new ideas, expanding our understanding of the world around us.
And Emma Chamberlain embodies that.
She's constantly learning, evolving, pushing herself creatively.
It's inspiring.
It is.
Even if we're not all destined to be, YouTube stars.
Yeah.
So if we were to distill Emma Chamberlain's story down to a few key takeaways for our listeners, what would they be?
That's a good question.
What are the most important lessons we can learn from her journey?
Let's think about that.
Yeah, it feels like we've gone beyond just like the typical influencer success story.
It's deeper than that.
Yeah, and we've talked about authenticity and community and, this evolution of a brand.
Right.
And it really seems like success in the digital age is about more than just numbers.
It's about connection.
Yeah.
It's about creating something that resonates with people.
Yeah. So what are those takeaways?
Okay.
What can people listening learn from Emma Chamberlain, even if they aren't aspiring creators?
I think the biggest takeaway is the power of being yourself.
Yeah.
In a world that's so obsessed with perfection.
Right.
With portraying this ideal image.
Yeah.
Embracing your authenticity is so refreshing.
So don't be afraid to be real.
Exactly.
Quirks and all.
Quirks and all.
Yeah.
Emma's success is proof that you don't have to follow a traditional path. You don't have to conform to expectations to achieve your goals.
So find what works for you and own it.
Exactly. And remember, building a community.
Yeah.
It's about quality over quantity.
Right.
Focus on connecting with people who genuinely resonate with your message.
Okay.
With your values.
Find your tribe.
Find your tribe.
And nurture those relationships.
Nurture those relationships and be generous with your community.
Yeah.
Offer support, encouragement, value.
Okay.
Those are the foundations of lasting connections.
And it all circles back to that authenticity we keep talking about.
Authenticity is key.
Be genuine. Be engaged. Be present.
Be present.
This has been so insightful.
It has.
We've explored so much.
I've covered a lot of ground.
The changing media landscape, mental health, building a brand that reflects who you are.
It's amazing how Emma's story brings all these threads together.
What's the one question you want our listeners to ponder?
Ooh.
As we wrap up.
How can you bring more authenticity into your own life and work? How can you embrace your unique qualities and connect with others on a deeper level?
That's a great question.
It's something to think about.
That's a fantastic question to leave our listeners with.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of Emma Chamberlain.
It was fun.
And the creator economy. We hope you found it insightful, inspiring. Until next time, keep exploring.
Keep learning.
Keep learning and keep being your authentic selves.
Thanks for tuning into our channel Money Minded Online. If you found value in today's episode, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Share this episode with friends who are looking to make money online and join the community. Drop a comment below with your favorite tip or takeaway. We'd love to hear from you. Until next time, keep hustling and making moves. See you in the next episode.